All wings report in.
HouseDog, standing by.
Mother Goose, standing by.
Lowtech Tuck, standing by.
Lock S foils in attack position. Animal Squadron ready for battle.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Animal Squadron podcast. You're here with your hairiest host, Mother Goose.
And Lowtech Tuck.
And we are here talking about The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 4, Different Approach.
Yeah,
So,
man.
just kind of general thoughts. What did you think?
I liked it. I definitely didn't think it was near as intense as the previous episode was.
Yeah.
But I think that's needed. I mean, you can't just have all really solid build up like that to
Right.
the finale. I mean, you need kind of a break.
Yeah.
But one thing I really liked was it was just more of Omega and Crosshair working together.
Yeah.
The unlikely duo.
They
I
make
love
such
it.
a great
And
team.
we got a really cool ending.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel
I
very
mean, to the
similar.
episode, not the season, by the way.
Season. It's over. 4 episodes. That's all they gave us.
They said 8, they meant 4.
They're not on episode 7 already. We're not behind. What are you talking about?
We're perfect. We don't miss anything.
We've never made a mistake. I didn't call Batcher Breacher last episode like 3 times. What are you talking about?
And it's not like neither one of us could remember Emery's name. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't spend 20 minutes looking through everything trying to find it. But no, I feel very similar. I enjoyed this episode, but I definitely think out of the episodes we've watched so far up to episode 4 in this season, I definitely feel like it's the weakest. Not bad, just not as good.
Yeah, I just don't have a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah, I feel like this episode's going to be a little shorter.
Like it wasn't one dimensional. It was just it didn't have as many dimensions, I guess.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't just a filler episode. It had its purpose. One,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, some more great Crosshair and Omega moments, and then leading up to the ending. I think so. It had its purpose, and it definitely deserved to be here.
Yeah, it was definitely doing its role. Yep, it was a role episode, which is all right. We need them.
For sure. So we start out, and the ship is not doing good. Not in a great spot.
We're going down.
And so I think a couple things I wanted to point out here was, one, the comms are down. Very convenient for plot.
Yep, comms are down, and they're forced to work together.
Yeah.
Because engines don't work, and they're going to have to crash, so...
Right. Yeah, and I think this is a really great, it's really great at showing the fact that they are, even though they don't really know each other well, they're both still members of Clone Force 99, the Bad Batch, and they still operate well together.
Yeah, they're still family.
They're still family. And I really think that Crosshair's filling that, stereotypical older brother role where it's like, oh, I hate my little sister, but actually I love her, but I'll never say that.
That's right.
I can bully her, but you can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you say something about her, I'll kill you. But
Yeah.
but also I pretend like I don't like her.
Yeah. And I like that. I like that dynamic. Especially I think it's a good contrast to the rest of the Bad Batch that just adore Omega.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it also kind of he's kind of filling in like a spot that I wouldn't say Tech was quite there, but like Tech was more awkward and cold at the start. Like he had to kind of learn to love Omega. Mm-hmm. And I think kind of Crosshair a little bit the same thing. Yeah. He's just gonna have to learn.
Yeah. I agree.
He's another one of the analytical boys.
A little analytical. The last thing I really wanted to point out here was just the fact that Omega was trying really hard to get the coordinates to Tantus so they could go back and free their other brothers, and I just really liked that. I think it really shows her character.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she thinks of even the Regs as her brothers.
Yeah.
Which I just think that's commendable.
For sure. For sure. Did you have anything else here in the crash scene?
No. Not really. Omega doesn't really know how to crash it right.
Yeah.
And so doesn't Crosshair take the reins? He's like, nope, I'll crash it. Like you'll kill us.
For some reason, I hit the, you can go back 10 seconds. I hit that and it completely restarted the episode.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm watching the crash right now. I think Omega's driving.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I watched it last night, so I forgot some stuff already, but
yeah, she brought it down as good as she could. No, I've been decided to do the Mac method of just having it playing in the background while we talk.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, man. I need to start doing that. Now, unfortunately, if I tried to do that, I'd probably like accidentally stop recording or something stupid, but yeah.
You're too hard on yourself, my friend. But no, honestly, it's just because I'm lazy. Because typically I keep notes. The main reason I keep notes is so that I can keep a rough outline of the show or episode that I can look back like, oh, okay, there's this scene and then this scene, just to kind of help the flow of the episode go. But I have to take notes if I'm just watching the scenes.
Yeah, it's true. You can just eliminate the notepad.
Right. Okay, so following this, we're back on Tantus, and it is Hemlock and Nala Se talking, and I love Nala Se. She's just so nonchalant, like, sometimes tests come back as false positives.
Yep. Yeah, and then also Hemlock's just like, bull crap. Like yeah. I thought that scene was interesting.
Yeah, it was a really interesting interaction because, like, obviously Nala Se knows that Hemlock knows the truth. Hemlock knows that Nala Se knows that he knows. It's just levels, and they're just like playing with each other through this conversation.
Yeah, it's just because also they're both very intelligent too. So it's just a chess game, and it's very tense.
Yeah.
But it should be. I like it. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and the writing was really good. The acting was really good. Probably one of my favorite scenes in this episode.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, this is just I get why Nala Se is this way. I mean, all Kaminoans in Star Wars are this way, but again, with the, like, she could say literally anything and it sounds kind of creepy. Like, it sounds kind of scary no matter what.
No, for sure. For sure.
You need to leave.
Happy birthday.
I love you.
Okay, so following this, we have our... they're trying to find a way out of the city, and I love, obviously, the episode's name is A Different Approach, and it's all about Omega and Crosshair, viewing how they need to get out of the city differently and trying to make it work. And, like, I love that throughout the episode, Crosshair's just like, I could just kill these guys. just let me kill these guys.
Yeah. Well, and then finally, whenever he gets to, it's like he's almost
no hesitation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he almost looks happy.
Right.
It kind of cracks me up. Mom, I just want to play with my friends.
Mom, let me kill these guys. Come on.
Yeah. And we also get gambling addict Omega back again.
100% tech
just
taught
sharking
her.
these dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Sid did, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Sid teaches her how to fix a game.
Well, at least Sid did something good.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at Sid.
Oh, I am too.
But yeah, there's not much. They're walking around the village. They go talk to the person to see about getting a shuttle out. And I like Omega's lines where she's like, "A problem for us could be an opportunity for you." Thought that was
That's
a really
such a-
solid line.
Also, like, that's so slick. That is such a gambling shark thing to say.
Right? What kid is out here talking like this?
Well, she was like, the person who helped raise her is literally a loan shark.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, something this episode had me feeling weird about is like, how much are credits really worth? Because like the lady's like, oh, it'll be 15,000 credits a piece, and they're like, oh, how are we supposed to get this money? And then like they get roughly 45,000 pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, that's why actually I had a theory about that I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So I think that with the introduction of chain codes, they're trying to devalue credits as fast as possible so that people give them up and instead start to use chain codes. Because, they mention, can't remember what season it is that chain codes come out. Maybe that's season 1.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they tell them that if you trade in your credits, you can get a chain code.
Interesting.
And so I think they're trying to incentivize everyone to get their Empire issue ID / currency, which is the chain code. Now, also, what I think is going on is I think Palpatine, at the same time, is purposefully devaluing the currency, especially credits, A, for the chain codes, but B, to keep everyone poor. Because poor people don't rise up.
They don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, if you keep them where they're just, they're just able to eat, and that's about it, then they're not going to be as encouraged to. They're going to think you're a good guy because you're providing for them.
Yeah.
Because you're the Empire.
Right. Interesting.
And then also I think he is because he's using, he's moving money around to shell enough of a large fund away to fund projects like Project Necromancer. Yeah. I think he's also hiding the money too by devaluing it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I think it's threefold. A, they want you to get the chain code. B, they're trying to keep you poor. And Palpatine's basically shelling away money by devaluing it. And then he'll revalue it whenever he puts enough away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I definitely could see that.
Yep. And also, and his master was the head of the banking clan. So I really think that Palpatine knows quite a bit about currency.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would think that this is totally purposeful, but that's just my opinion.
They had to have had a post-Republic plan. A lot of people talk about the sixth grand plan to actually take over the Republic, but I definitely don't see Plagueis and Palpatine just being taking over and being like, what do we do now? Their plan definitely extended past after the Republic fell.
Oh yeah, well, and I think while Plagueis wouldn't have dreamed up the Empire in the same way, I definitely think that he his idea of control would have just been controlling the money, and so therefore making all the decisions because he has all the money. I think that's more where Palpatine wants to play political games and war and all that stuff.
But imagine this though, if Plagueis hadn't have been killed, Palpatine as Emperor with Plagueis in charge of the banking clan,
there'd be no chance. I mean, because what do you do?
Right.
I mean, you'd have to steal enough materials to create an army to fight them.
Right. Yeah.
And it's also their materials that you would be trying to steal.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. So I think it's a good thing that Plagueis died, or else we would have been quite a bit more screwed. Also, too, if Vader was Palpatine's secret apprentice, and and Plagueis was emperor, like there would have been no chance because you would have the muscle, the mind, and the money. Like,
yeah.
what do you even do?
Right?
At that point, yeah.
Right? But hey, he died and everything kind of turned out okay.
Not for 19 years, but yeah, it did, turned out a little better.
And then the struggles
little
of
bit.
reestablishing the empire, and then, however long the First Order terrorized the galaxy, but it was fine. We're fine now.
Yeah, and with the First Orders, it's almost like, ultra-nationalist empires create ultra-nationalist, seedling empires that sprout up later. It's
Right.
crazy how that stuff works.
Right?
What did you think about the money thing? Real quick. What was your opinion on that?
Yeah, sorry. I completely forgot. I was the one that brought this up in the first place.
Yeah. And then I ran away with it with my crazy theories.
I'm glad you did. I liked your theory, and I like your thoughts.
Thanks.
Yeah, it just seemed kind of weird because 30,000 was a lot in the beginning, and then they make up to 40. I think it was 45,000 because she finishes winning her matches, and the guy asks for 10,000, and then they had 35,000 left, and then the boy asked for 5,000. And I mean that was what, maybe an hour that they were in that bar.
Yeah, right.
And this guy, like, obviously he was gambling, but they had to have gotten roughly 25,000. Yeah, sorry. My brain was farting on how much money we were actually talking about. 25,000 credits from him because they got 20,000 from the officer. I know people gamble away money a lot and that gambling problems are a real issue, but it just feels weird for some guy to go to a random bar and bet 25,000 credits if that was like a stupid amount of money.
Well, yeah, because, you would hope anyway, and this unfortunately isn't always the truth, but, someone who's betting a large amount of money, you would really want them to have enough money to where whatever they lose is insignificant.
Right.
And so I definitely want to think that also, that this wasn't his last $25,000
Right.
or credits. I mean, yeah.
And I just, I could see, if this were a casino, I think it'd be a little more believable because that's like the whole thing is just sucking in the addicts, but it's just some random bar.
Yeah, right.
It seems like a weird place for somebody to give away their entire life's savings.
Yeah, and also, I think we can definitely infer that being an Imperial officer is quite profitable. I mean, they all seem to be upper class.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure he's making quite a bit of money, I would assume.
Right.
And, I mean, how he doesn't try to kill them immediately after he loses the money, I think tells me that it's not that big of a deal to him.
Yeah, I agree.
And he'd rather just arrest him or whatever.
And I guess a counter to my original point about it seeming kind of weird in the beginning that 30,000 is a lot. I mean, it's a lot if you have no money.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about it like us, the little people. Yeah. $30,000 is a lot of money to me. But, let's say someone has, $10 million.
Yeah.
They don't care about 30 grand. That doesn't
peasy.
matter.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's all relative, too.
Yeah. I really like how these gambling scenes go. She beats the first guy. The officer comes in and is all cocky. How would you like to face a real opponent? And, during the match, he makes them get rid of Batcher, which... Now that I've seen the full episode, especially watching it twice, I was like, oh, he was planning ahead so that they could steal the animal if they needed.
Yeah.
He was
absolutely.
playing more than just, what is this, Sapak?
It kind of looks like Sapak. It is a Star Wars card game, so I'm going to guess it is Sapak, but I don't know.
Anyway, I really liked him as this temporary antagonist. I feel like he filled his role well.
Yeah, and like the other Imperial officers we always see, like, he's not stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
he probably, as soon as he walked in that room, knew that there was something up with them.
Yeah. Yeah, because he went straight to the bartender and started asking questions. And, the bartender immediately was like, oh, yeah, it's because of these new people that are here. And then I really like the little detail of the officer saying something along the lines of, oh, well, then business has been good. And the bartender says yes. And the officer says, so it's been good for me, too. And the TK trooper just kind of like opens the case and the bartender puts some money in there. Mm-hmm. I loved that.
Oh, yeah, they're dirty. A lot of them are dirty, yeah.
So, yes, definitely some really interesting details in this one. Getting out of the bar, they give the money some kid to get some information, and Batcher has been taken to the cargo bay. And I love this line that Omega tells Crosshair where she says, fine, you take the money, get out of here, I'll figure this out myself. And she runs away. And Crosshair actually starts walking the other direction for a second.
Well, he's Crosshair, so.
Yeah. But he stops, and I don't know. I'm really liking the character development we're seeing. But did you have anything else from the bar or this alley?
No.
Nice. So we get to the cargo bay, and surprise, surprise, it was a trap.
Yep. And this guy is fully planning on getting his money back.
Yeah, and again, just another great line from him. He essentially says, you can give me my money back, or, Hemlock can hear about this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But also, being a dirty Imperial, he doesn't care which one.
Yeah, he just wants his money, and he's going to get it either way.
Yeah, right.
Or so he thinks.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. What did you think of that one TK trooper that was, like, wearing the trench coat and then also had, like, I think some goggles?
Oh, yeah. And also he was wearing it was a trench coat, goggles, and then didn't he have one of their, like, battle skirt things that they wear?
I think
the,
so,
battle kilt thing?
Yeah.
My guess is that armor set's probably not the best for the planet they're on.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I could see that being, probably the main loadout for, say, like a Tatooine type planet.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
There's sandstorms and stuff like that. Because the goggles obviously keep your eyes safe.
Right.
With the pea coat thing, you could flip that collar up and protect your face.
Get a little sand out of there for sure.
Yeah. So, and the battle kilt looks cool.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah. No, I bring it up because his, so really not much happens. Omega gives the sick line of fine, we'll do it your way. But she's talking to Crosshair, and like we already talked about this a little bit, just immediately starts killing. But I brought this guy up because I think his death, or maybe he just got knocked out, but his death here was one of the funniest in Star Wars, because he's just like standing on top of this building as the ship turns around and the engines go off, and he goes flying.
Honestly, that to me is a very Rebels death.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of what it felt like to me.
It's just so funny, and just like the little scream he gave.
Yeah. Now, it would have been better as if it was the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, again, Crosshair proves how awesome he is by killing some guys. And I love the little detail that they let the animals out to help cause a distraction.
The sad part is the Imperials just start shooting into the crowd of animals.
Right?
It's like, oh, well, some of them aren't very safe, but... Guess it's better than the cage.
Yeah. At least some of them got a chance to escape.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially, like, I'm watching it right now. Like, there are a lot of animals. Like, a lot of them were like smaller pack animals.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely some of them made it.
Yeah, I think so. And I like to think too, the ones that died, maybe they at least got some pecks or some bites in.
For sure. for sure.
Yep.
Now here's the real question. If these could be native animals from this planet, or it could be potentially that they're from another planet and that they had to stop here to either load up more animals or refuel or whatever. If these aren't native to the planet, did Omega and Crosshair just do an eco-terrorism?
Maybe. Just do an eco-terrorism. I like, too, how you said that. I mean, because honestly, knowing the Empire, I think there's a very strong chance that they're not all from this planet.
Yeah, I agree.
But, on the other hand, what if it creates some dope new animals for this planet?
It could.
What if it's a benefit?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe there's a predator that's had run out of prey because of human or alien interaction and overhunting. And now it has a new prey and it can live.
And what if some of them are delicious?
Yeah. Get a little snacky snack.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, there's not much. They escape. We get another scene of Hemlock at the crash shuttle, and he finds out that Omega and Crosshair were here and that they escaped. And what did you think of this scene?
I think it just shows that he's hot on their trail. I think they're going to run into each other pretty soon.
I agree, for sure. And then I think we get the best scene in this episode, and I think one of the best scenes in Bad Batch in general, our reunion.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd be getting it this soon.
Me neither.
But whenever they landed and I saw the other shuttle, I was like, holy crap. All right, this is where we're going with it. I like it.
What did you think? What do you have here?
Mostly that I was a little surprised, but I liked it.
Yeah, I really loved the music. I thought it was done really well. Like, as the music swells up as Omega and Hunter hug. Oh, it was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I watched this, and I'm curious if you had a similar reaction, I was so nervous because Omega runs out by herself. I really thought the shuttle doors were going to close and Crosshair was going to fly away because he felt like he didn't deserve his brother's forgiveness.
Wow.
Yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, why isn't Crosshair coming out? Why is he still in the ship?
Yeah, I mean, I also thought that too. I just thought that, they were going to have to do that, maybe at the start of next episode or something.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think Crosshair was going to leave.
Yeah, I was like watching the time and I was like, there's still a couple minutes left. He's leaving, isn't he? And then I was sitting there, I was like, is he at least going to drop off Batcher or is he going to steal her?
He just steals Batcher, the pet he doesn't even like.
Yeah, it's the meme of the dad's favorite thing is the pet he didn't want.
Yeah, I could see it.
I really loved though that it kind of ends with them not really talking. It just it's subtle details of Crosshair slowly walking out, and I believe it's Hunter. It might have been Wrecker. There's a close up of them clenching their fist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was out of anger. I think it was just out of uncertainty, what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I need to be ready to fight in case he wants to.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited to see what happens, and I've been good. I haven't watched any episodes after this one.
You haven't been.
I haven't.
Haven't been a gremlin this time.
I've been controlling my inner gremlin, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I can any longer.
Yeah, I think I might start binging too pretty soon.
Especially saying this week's episodes at the time that we're recording this is the second set of multi-episode drops, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's 7, 8.
Yeah, we got 7, 8 instead of just 7 today. And I'm really curious if it's the Asajj episodes.
Yeah, I am too. I kind of need to find out.
Right? So, yeah, I will probably have binged all of it by the next time you hear from us.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, did you have anything else, my friend?
Can't say I do.
Great. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. If you want to be a part of this conversation, you can email us at animalsquadron@gmail.com. Again, that is animalsquadron@gmail.com. If you're listening on Spotify, the question of the week will just be, what did you think of this week's episode of The Bad Batch? And if you can leave us a review wherever you're listening, that would be awesome. For the Animal Squadron, this has been Mother Goose.
And Lowtech Tuck.
Goodbye, everybody!
Adios.